All right, this is a stitch pattern. Stitch patterns are really powerful things that you can use for motif fills and any line or curve you make. To make a stitch pattern, just take a blank screen. I'm going to use the straight drawing tool. I'm going to use the magnet. I have that turned on. And then I like to zoom in pretty close because the stitch patterns are very small, but they get duplicated. So I'm going to start in the center. Grab that again. Start in the center. I'm going to go stitch there, stitch there, stitch there. And then I'm going to end it right here. So my pattern didn't come out how I drew it, but I can go to select that. I'll come down here and create a as drawn single stitch. And now it's going right where I put my stitch marks. There's my stitch pattern. I can go up to File and save this custom file as a stitch pattern right there. I'm not going to do that quite yet. I want to see what my stitch pattern is going to do before I go through the trouble of saving it. So what I'm going to do is come up to File, and I'm going to come up to Edit, and I'm going to copy those stitches. Just the stitches that I made will be selected. Now I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to make a shape like a circle. I'm going to select that circle. I'm going to come back to the Edit, and I'm going to paste the stitches that I just made to the stitch pattern. And there it is. So now you can see that that looks like a net of sorts. I'm going to put it in 3D and decide whether I like that stitch pattern or not. And if I decide I want to keep it, then I'll go ahead and save it. But I'd like to do one more thing before I do that. I'm going to stay connected to my circle. I'm going to come up here and Edit. And I'm going to paste those same stitches to a motif fill and see what it does there. Aha! Now I have some kind of a grid. So you can see where my stitch pattern continues to repeat itself. I'm going to alternate the columns, make that true, so that it stitches out like that. They didn't line up. The top has a stitch across and the bottom doesn't. So I believe that's why these are there. So it's good to use your stitch patterns and watch how they stitch out before you save them. That's it for the stitch pattern.